wanted to be able to stop the run and obviously rush the ball, and had some guys step up and make some plays. Andrew Mitchell did a nice job stepping in at right tackle for us. Running backs were able to move the football. Zach was efficient in operating the offense. And defensively, we were really good in tackling in space and eliminating big plays and kind of corralling the spread style of offense that we faced. So it was a good win for us. Back to work today and looking forward to a great week of preparation and be a different challenge for us defensively, obviously playing a team that's going to spread and throw the ball quite a bit. They surprisingly always run the ball. People kind of forget about them and their ability to run the football, and they're still going to try to run the ball. And it'll be a good challenge for our defense. I know our staff is working hard, and our players will look forward to a great week of practice. And offensively, facing a defense that's been tremendous in rushing the passer. We've got a number of sacks. Got one guy that's got over 10 sacks. Another guy that's got, I think it's 4.5 or 5. And they've got some other guys that roll in there that have put a pretty good amount of pressure on quarterbacks up to this point in the season. So we have to have a really good plan in offense. Have to do a better job of covering kicks and punts in the special teams segment. But overall, I know our players will be excited about getting back out there to practice tonight and moving forward this week.
Like Saturday, you guys proved you can shut down the best rushing game here as well. How different is it preparing for a team that is so kind of built on the pass and those short, quick passes?
Well, they're considerably different offensively. Obviously, they're wanting to throw it around and spread you out and rush the football. And everybody in this part of the country is very aware and very familiar with that style of offense. And it'll be a different attack for our defense, but we'll have to have good gap control, good pressure on the quarterback, move him around, and tackle. You have to tackle well in space.
Mike, one of the things about them, does it become somewhat of a mental game, especially for your offense, because they try and create an aura of the shootout. Even before the game kicks off, they want to get into that shootout. That's what they live for, it seems like.
Well, they're playing good on defense. And I think that, like some teams across the country, or I should say most of them now, that there's probably a couple games that they feel like that they should have played better in that area. You know, I can't speak for their staff or how they feel, but if you look at the majority of the season, they've been pretty good on defense because they've been able to get pressure on the quarterback. And they may allude to wanting to be in a shootout, but I would think that on the other side of the ball that they would not want to be in that their defense is playing better and they would want to be in a game where they're shutting people down, would be the way that their staff would think defensively. You know, it's hard to say that they just want to be in a shootout, but I guess because of that style of play that people talk about that.
I think they maybe create a sense of urgency with the other offense that you kind of have to try and match them.
We're going to run our offense. We're going to run our plays and use play pass and throw the ball down the field and use the quarterback as a runner. I mean, we don't really change each week.
Coach, how much do you think the things that Zach's been through this year have kind of cemented him as one of the best quarterbacks in OSU history?
I don't think there's any question. Statistically and durability, he's going to go down in a lot of people's minds as one of the best quarterbacks to play here, and deservingly so. He's been very good for our program, and he's been a good leader, and he handles himself well off the field as well as he does on the field, which is very important to us. And everybody has to make their own opinion, I guess, but we're big Zach Robinson fans.
What's the difference between their two quarterbacks, or is there any?
Well, it's really hard to say. They both fit their style of play, and they throw it around and make plays. And, obviously without being in practice and seeing them every day, it's hard for me to say, but they've been effective with both.
Coach Gundy, I thought you were very impressive in Ames. And talk about the things that you look for out of your players when you go on the road to know that they're ready to play.
I think you have to have a good team chemistry, and then leadership is very important. there's a number of players on our team that have competed in a lot of games and have won in big games on the road and had success on the road and have gone through a lot of different situations during their career. And they have to bring the younger guys along and have to keep them focused. And there's so many things that go on in college football that the outside public really doesn't understand. And we were just talking the other day, you fly to Ames and you get on a bus and you drive for 50 minutes to get to practice, and then you turn around and get on a bus and go back 40 minutes to the hotel, and then you spend some time there and you get ready for the game, and you get back on the bus and drive 40 minutes to get to the game, then you sit around for 2 hours and you got to go play. So there's a lot of areas where it's important the players stay focused, and I think just the maturity and experience of certain players being able to lead the younger ones gives us a chance to win on the road.
Let me follow that up and ask you, what are the things that you look for throughout the week when you're at home to know your kids are focused?
I'm not sure anymore.
Okay.
We didn't practice very well last Thursday, and it concerned me personally, and we played pretty well. So you always sit in free time like we all do and think about certain situations to try to improve. And I wasn't sure why we didn't practice well last Thursday, and then we're able to play pretty well on Saturday. The thing in practice that you look for, whether you're playing home or on the road, is whether the players are actually absorbing the information the coaches are trying to get across to them, or are they just going through drills and going through the motion and they really don't get it. Then, in our opinion, then it's not really effective and it's not going to help you on game day. You can relate it to anything. If you're not sure why you're doing something and you're doing it over and over and over to try to get prepared to have success in whatever it is you're wanting to accomplish, it's hard to do it if you don't really understand why.
This may be something you'd look at more after the season, but in your time as an assistant and a head coach, can you remember a team that adapted better to the consequences they faced each week? Starting with week 1 with Georgia, and then even last week with Brady's injury and Mitchell being plugged in, this team seems to have a really good ability to adapt.
The assistant coaches have done a nice job of keeping them focused, and really what it comes down to is there's going to be a lot of things happen. There's been more with this team than I've been around, but we just do the best we can to try to get them to focus on what's really important. And then when you play on Saturday, to relax and have fun and go play hard and enjoy being around each other, and the team concept should give them a chance to have some success. And you have to go back to the leadership. It starts with the assistant coaches. If they're good leaders, then in most cases the players are going to follow. And then the mature players, the ones that we ask to be the catalyst of the team, they have to bring the young ones along. And it's there's a lot going on, but I think that's really what it comes down to. And if they believe in the program, they believe in the system, then they're able to focus on what's really important and go work hard in the preparation and leading up to Saturday.
You're a better head coach now than you were 4 years ago.
Oh, I don't know. I guess you guys got to make that decision. That's kind of a loaded question. My mom probably thinks I am, but you guys have to answer that. It's hard for me to speak. I know that you sure learn a lot in a lot of areas, and there's a lot more to learn, but patience is one of the most important things, and being resilient is another area. You get a lot of advice when you become a new head coach, especially a young head coach. You go certain places and you start to rub shoulders with different people. You're around administrators that have had success at some point in their career as a coach. You're around older head coaches that may have retired or been at conventions, and they'll wish you luck, and then they'll give you some advice. And I think that when you start out, you're not smart enough to really listen, because you think that I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it my way. And then you realize that most of those people that have been in that situation do have a clue what's going on, and it helps you throughout the progress. So I think that the important aspect of Oklahoma State football right now is the continuity we have from top to bottom, and the coaches are in place in the system. And I think that's making more of a difference than anything. it's so difficult to have success when you don't have a structured plan and the base foundation in place to move forward. It's just really difficult, and I think we have that now, and that's what's helping us have success.
So when Bob Simmons resigned, did you apply for the job then? I know your name was
Bill, I don't know that I ever applied for any job other than when somebody said you had to put it on paper to make it legal. So I don't think I did. Now, at some point when it got close, somebody said you may have had to fill some information out and fax it in, and I don't know that necessarily you could quote me on that because I really can't remember. And I think I even had to do that the last time. I actually had to fill something out and send it in, but I've never applied for a job